To continue the concept of properties and really take it that one step further, let's take a look at the preferences that Acrobat offers for commenting. So to get to them, on the Macintosh I'll choose Acrobat, Preferences. On a Windows station it would be Edit Preferences, but otherwise they're exactly the same. Among my categories, the very first one is commenting. And there are a number of different preferences that I can take advantage of here. For example, I can choose the starting point, for example, for font size in my text panels. If I want it to start larger, I can make it be larger. If I want the opacity of the pop-ups to work differently, I can set the opacity here. There are two particular preferences, though, that I want to spend a moment to discuss because they're preferences that I take advantage of and they're very helpful. First, always use login name for author name. That's the preference that sets Acrobat up to assume that I am a particular person based on the computer that I'm using. If I don't want Acrobat to make that assumption, I can deselect it as I've done here, and then when I set the properties of a particular comment to use a different author name, say my name, and then I make the properties of that comment default, my name will always appear in there if I have this deselected. If I select it, no matter what I set for the defaults in the actual note, Acrobat is going to start by assuming that the login name for the computer is the name to use on the sticky note. I tend to turn that off because my login name is a little bit different than my real name, and I want my notes to be easily understood as having come from me. The second thing that I like to choose is copy and circle text into drawing comment pop-ups. It's this one right here. And I like this because it allows me to very quickly grab text by simply encircling it with any of the drawing tools. I use that concept both when I'm indicating copy changes, but also it's a very quick way to grab some text in a PDF file because I can use the rectangle tool, for example, to create a rectangle around some text. It will automatically copy itself into the comment tool, and then I can copy that out and use that in some other authoring tool. The reason I point out preferences mostly is because more than just about any other process in Acrobat, how you set the review and comment tools up will be an indication of how you want to use these tools in your workflow. You should spend some time designing that workflow and then using both the properties of the individual comments and the preferences as a way to make Acrobat match your needs. Don't try to make your needs match the way you think Acrobat should be working. We'll click OK, and then when all is said and done, you may want to print the document out with and/or without the comments. And that's something that you can do by simply selecting File, Print, and in the Print dialog box on both a Macintosh and a Windows computer, you'll notice that you have Comments and Forms. You can determine that you want to print only the document, you can determine that you want to print the document and markups, and the document and stamps. And the reason for the difference is that because sometimes, as I said, I use stamps to add content to a PDF file, not as comments. And so by breaking those apart, Acrobat gives me the ability to print the document with the stamps in place. And then, of course, to finish it off, I click File, Print, and then Acrobat will go ahead and print this document to my printer. I'm going to go ahead and hit Cancel. So there you have it, the spate of tools in the Review and Comment tool set and how to use those tools to match your workflow, because if you set that up, you can save yourself a lot of time, energy, and money by using them.